Sabalenka captures legendary selfie with Federer, Rod Laver. Melbourne, Australia. It's always a privilege to play at Rod Laver Arena. It's a place quite special to Aryna Sabalenka, given she's won 2 Australian Open titles on that very court. To begin her 2026 Australian Open campaign, she had 2 very special guests in attendance for her 6-4, 6-1 win over Tyansoa Rakatamanga. At the venue, those attendees? 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer and Rod Laver himself. Sabalenka knew she had to put on a strong performance in front of the Australian legend and 11-time Grand Slam champion that building is named after. She also certainly knew they were in attendance, as they were highlighted on a video screens and also sitting in the front row. "I'm a huge fan," Sabalenka smiling said to reporters. "The whole match I was telling myself, don't look there please. Do not look. It's incredible, I never thought that Roger Federer and Rod Laver are going to be sitting first row of my match. That's unbelievable. I just wanted to impress Roger with my game. I just couldn't do tweener, but it's okay. Next time." In her post-match interview on court, Sabalenka had one simple request. "I'm a huge fan guys, can I take a picture with you please?" asked Sabalenka, who couldn't hide her excitement. They legends obliged and the world #1 got the perfect photo. The shot heard around the tennis world, Sabalenka's legendary selfie with Federer and Laver. Under the bright lights of Rod Laver Arena, a cathedral of tennis named for one of the sport's greatest champions, something extraordinary unfolded that night in Melbourne. On the court, Aryna Sabalenka was doing what she does best, unleashing powerful serves and ground strokes with calculated ferocity. In the stands, 2 of tennis's most revered figures sat quietly, absorbing every moment. And afterwards, in a flash that rippled across social media, Sabalenka captured not just a photo but a moment in tennis history. A selfie with Roger Federer and Rod Laver. This wasn't just another picture. It became an emblem of connection between generations, a snapshot that celebrated legacy, humility, and the sheer joy of sport. 1. A night of performance and presence. The match itself was a commanding statement. As the world #1 and a 2-time Australian Open champion, Sabalenka began her 2026 campaign. She faced French wildcard Tyansoa Rakatamanga. Despite an early wobble and signs of nerves, Sabalenka found her rhythm, asserting control with her trademark power to win 6-4, 6-1. But what made the victory particularly memorable wasn't just the scoreline. It was the audience. Roger Federer, a 20-time major champion whose graceful artistry once defined an era, sat in the front row. At his side was Rod Laver, the Australian great whose name graces the very arena where this match took place. 2 legends, icons of different epochs, had come to watch. For any player, that's a unique moment. For Sabalenka, it was surreal. "I never thought Roger Federer and Rod Laver would be sitting in the first row of my match," she later said. "I was telling myself, don't look there, do not look." It was incredible. 2. More than a match, the human side of competition. Tennis at this highest level is always a mix of short points, tiny margins, and immense pressure. But rarely do we see the humanity behind it as vividly as Sabalenka displayed. Instead of stoic professionalism, she showed vulnerability, a star athlete with genuine admiration for those who came before her. Amid the tension of a Grand Slam first round, she admitted she was nervous under the gaze of those legends. Yet she didn't hide it. She embraced it. After the match, Sabalenka paused her on-court interview with a broad grin and a simple request that, in another era, would have seemed unthinkable. "Can I take a picture with you please?" Nothing about that line is rehearsed, nothing feels staged. It's pure excitement, an athlete's heartfelt tribute to her heroes. In a world where elite competitors often keep their distance from fans and icons alike, this was refreshing. It wasn't PR. It was real. 3. The legend meets the present. Let's pause and consider the people in that selfie for a moment. Rod Laver, an Australian tennis titan whose legacy stretches back to the 1960s. The only player to win the calendar Grand Slam twice, Laver's name is synonymous with tennis greatness. He was present in Melbourne not just as a guest but as a living monument. Roger Federer, a maestro of modern tennis whose elegance defined the sport for nearly 2 decades. Federer's presence is symbolic of a generation that made tennis a global cultural force. And Aryna Sabalenka, the fierce, relentless competitor atop the contemporary tour, bridging history and the future. Together in one frame, past, present, legacy, passion. That's more than a selfie, it's a story told in pixels. Fans and commentators across the globe reacted instantly. Many called it the most iconic selfie in tennis, acknowledging that few other moments could capture the essence of continuity in the sport so beautifully. For a moment that resonated beyond sport. In the digital age, we're overwhelmed with images, thousands a day. Yet some manage to transcend the noise. Sabalenka's photo was one of them. Here's why it struck a chord. It honored the history of tennis. Fans saw Laver and Federer not as statues, but as people whose achievements still inspire. It humanized elite competition. Sabalenka's unabashed joy reminded the world that athletes feel admiration, awe, and gratitude just like everyone else. It stretched beyond rankings and trophies. Yes, she won the match. But what people remembered was the connection. In a sport that can often feel cold, analytical, or excessively competitive, this fleeting moment was warm. It was shared not only among tennis fans but across general social media, where people related to something simple, appreciating our heroes. 5. The power of shared moments. Sport is more than athleticism. It's storytelling. Moments like Sabalenka's selfie connect generations. They remind us how the legacy of the past continually shapes the present. They show that even elite athletes can be starstruck. They humanize icons and elevate those who honor them. Sabalenka later joked she tried not to look at them during the match, even encouraging herself to stay focused. Yet, in the end, she turned around, approached them, and asked for a photograph, an act both bold and endearing. Even Federer, known for his graciousness, happily obliged, posing in the frame that instantly went viral. Laver, embodiment of tennis heritage, smiled beside them, an acknowledgement of passing torches and shared passion. 6. Afterglow, what it means for the sport. Every era of tennis has its signature moments. For some, it's epic 5-set finals or record-breaking feats. For others, it's small gestures that ripple outward. This was one such gesture. Sabalenka's selfie became shorthand for White Medium Star Respect across generations, White Medium Star Celebration of Legacy, White Medium Star Joy within high-stakes competition, White Medium Star Connection between fans and icons. And perhaps most importantly, it reminded us that even in elite sport, the heart still matters. Fans now share the image not just with admiration for Sabalenka's performance but with affection for her sincerity. In many ways, the selfie became more memorable than the match itself. A testament to how human moments can eclipse athletic achievements in cultural impact.